Now, the USS Fitzgerald was built in Maine at Bath Iron Works. It was christened in 1994. Bath Iron Works also built a sister ship of the Fitzgerald, the USS Curtis Wilbur. And that ship was under the control of retired Navy Commander Christopher Monroe for 2 years. And he joins us now live in the studio. Chris, thanks so much for coming in and talking to us.
Well, thank you.
We're seeing some of these images. Can you kind of explain where it looks like the ship was damaged?
Oh, certainly. So from the images you see through the media outlets, the ship was impacted on her starboard side, but what you're not seeing is the damage that occurred underwater. So with the merchant vessel striking the destroyer's starboard side, there's an enlisted berthing space that's roughly in that area, communications center, and auxiliary machinery spaces. The damage beneath the waterline is likely far more severe than what you see topside.
You actually worked in that area for a while. What are sort of the protocols? I mean, how could something like this happen?
Sure. Well, two parts. So the protocols, the ship is, the crew and officers are trained to respond to casualties, whether it be from battle damage or whether it be from an incident such as this that occurs on the high seas. The protocol is for an immediate all-ship response, so all hands respond through damage control efforts with the priority to deal with the flooding and contain it. That was perhaps the greatest risk to the crew, and the ship in this instance was the risk of progressive flooding to adjacent spaces.
So again, one of the questions is, how does something like this happen with all the technology there is?
Oh, absolutely, and that's on the foremost of everyone's mind. I'm speaking with the other maritime attorneys at the law firm, and we're all thinking of that same very question. This ship was equipped with the best technology, and quite frankly, the best sailors as well. And they rely upon teamwork and forceful reinforcement of both the bridge watch team that was topside, and most certainly the combat team that was installed inside the ship. Both of those work together, hopefully to prevent incidents of this nature, but I'm sure investigators will look more closely at the causes behind this.
In terms of kind of who has right-of-way in passage, with the ship being struck on the right side, does that tell you anything?
Well, certainly investigators will look closely at that aspect of it. Obviously, conduct of vessels like this are governed by international rules and conventions, and there is a protocol by which ships maneuver to avoid a risk of collision, as occurred here. So I'll leave it to the investigators to give specifics on causes of this particular incident, and I'm sure that fact that the vessel was struck on her starboard side will be among the many factors looked at in this incident.
You have a pretty interesting experience because you were there at a specific time, and so you have some experience with the emergency personnel out there.
Oh, absolutely. This incident occurred off the coast of Japan, and I served on a sister ship of the same squadron from 2010 to 2012. So in the middle of that, in March of 2011, was the incident that occurred at the nuclear power facility, so we were part of the response team. Required partnership with our allies in Japan and the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force and their Coast Guard to assist them, arguably at their time of greatest need. And it was reassuring to know that that partnership is still strong today, and to having their assistance in assisting the crew members of the Fitzgerald after the incident occurred.
All right, we'll see what comes out of this investigation. Chris Monroe, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.